he's getting through the mud.
Like this? You ready? Just push straight up?
Yeah.
Okay.
You gotta push that end up, baby. That end's not even up.
Here?
Yeah.
Got
There
it.
you go.
So we're getting the roof on, and I'm gonna knock down the top. We've got basically 1.5 piece left, but it's very hot, so we're gonna stop. We have the metal to conclude the rest of the building, but we're gonna wait until closer to fall at this time. At least we have everything that we need, because the cows will get so much more of a breeze through there, but they're gonna love. We're gonna have our stanchion here on this side. This is just our work area right now. And then on the other side, clearly, is where they can just hang out and have shade or more protection from the sun or the rain or whatever the weather conditions are. Girlfriend, are you laying an egg? What are you doing, Miss Betty White? So hey guys, welcome to Appalachia's Homestead. We're gonna conclude our work for the day. Man, we have been absolutely busting it, and I know a lot of you out there are just absolutely pedal to the metal, working as hard and as fast as you can, and especially having to work together. So I get endless messages from you guys, and I want to let you know, I haven't done it yet, but I'm going to be putting up an email probably this week, and because I want to hear more from you guys, hear what you're seeing, hear what you're doing. Depending on how many emails I get will also determine how often I can respond. So don't get mad at me, but that hasn't happened yet. It hasn't come to fruition yet. Don't get mad at me. What I want to talk to you today about, yeah, I'm out of breath because we are out of breath. We have been I've changed clothes 4 times a day, y'all. I'm stinker. We are literally pushing our homestead as hard as we can right now. And I want to mention to you that despite who you are, where you are, and what you're doing, the benefits of working together with your family and friends doesn't matter. You know, if you get along good and you respect these people, it doesn't matter if it's a dude. It don't matter if it's a gal. Okay. I want to point out that there are different strengths that we need to understand about each other, male versus female. Okay. Because I get a lot of messages from you guys. I get a lot of messages from particularly women. And I'm telling you right now, these women out here, they are kicking butt. So, I'm sure somebody's going to take me as being like a little bit of wham, but I'm just going to tell you right now, I can see how being a female farmer, homesteader, prepper is difficult for a lot of women because in a lot of cases, we fall between the cracks in terms of what we're doing, our drive, and what we can do. And I am so fortunate to have a husband that is so confident in himself that nothing that I do intimidates him. James and I have been together for 27 years. We've been married, it'll be 25 years this coming September. And my husband has been supportive of me in anything that I've done. And in turn, I've been very supportive of everything that he's done. I mean, you know, in life, you're going to find that when you're married, and especially over the years, sometimes this person's doing this while this person's doing that. You know, we went through a time period where I worked, brought home the bacon, had the insurance while he finished school. Obviously, we switched gears when I came home after I had 3 children. Now we do everything together. We always did everything together, but I think the way that society looks at that and looks at gender, I don't know how society looks at gender roles anymore. I'm just going to tell you what I know, okay? So we ain't getting all up in that hot mess stuff, okay? I'm just talking about the traditional marriage that I have and what I know. And I really want to encourage people right now. This can even branch out to how you are supporting and trying to recognize all the things that you have, that other people in your family are doing, your kids, your mom, you know, whoever's working with you, okay? This could just be in general, take it as advice as if people right now that you're close to are working around you or working with you. Recognize that and point out those strengths and build them up, because we have to keep going. This morning, we got up early and we were working outside. I came back in and then I started cooking lunch. You know, James was doing something else, so I cooked up some lunch, and I was getting a little bit, I don't know if I was getting a little bit, you know, it was in the heat too much, but I think working so fast along with the heat, and let's be honest, we're all under a little bit of stress right now. Don't deny it. It's true. I was getting a headache, and he came in and he was like, you need to stop. You need to take this. That's done. Go over there and sit down for a little bit. Cool off. Just stop. Just stop. It's okay. He said, we don't need the hardest working person in the family going down. Now, my husband is wonderful to me. You all know this. And is a gentle giant. Just don't make him too mad. But I never make that man mad. Are you kidding? Never. He said, we don't need the hardest working person in the family going downhill today. We don't need that. And you know us women, we always look back and we go, and I said, I better get my camera and I better record that. And he said, you can record it all you want to. He said, I don't have a problem telling people that. He said, because he said, it's not that I don't work. He said, but we all know who the hardest worker is. And I don't mind telling the truth. And I don't mind telling people that. I'm bragging on my husband. But I'm going to tell you what right now, my husband is so fair-minded when it comes to men and women and who can do, I mean, he has no qualms whatsoever giving credit or helping somebody. It has nothing to do with whether they're a dude or not, or whether they are whatever they are. And I want to say this, that over the years, that when I switched into this lifestyle and doing it much more every day, obviously, I had some serious role models. And the majority of them that helped me the most didn't compete with me, didn't push me down because I was a girl, didn't push me down because I was a lot younger, have been men. And I will tell you, to this day, they were and still are, because a couple of them have passed on, best homesteaders and farmers you'd ever find. They'd survive. If anybody would survive anything, they were prepared to do so. And they want to give credit wherever credit needed to be given, and they wanted to help whoever wanted to be helped. You all know old Alabama Gardner. You know my influence as far as old Fred. Some of there are other gentlemen that I could mention that I still deal with from time to time. That me being a girl has nothing to do with it. In fact, they have strong suits in certain things, such as cattle. They taught me how to milk, taught me how to hay, certain things about garden. There's been different times, but do you know now? Some of these fellas call me and they want to know more about food preservation. They call me wanting to know more about goats. They call me, those are, it really feels good as a woman that they don't see me as just a woman. They see me as a hard-working, knowledgeable person, and they don't have any issue giving credit where credit is due, and they don't have any issue asking for help just because, they don't care if I'm a woman. Here's where I'm going with this. You're going to need all types working on your homestead, and you're going to need all types working with you if you're going to really, truly stick this whole situation that we see coming out, okay? And what I want you to do right now, as I pick up my gloves, what I want you to do right now is you have got to start building the confidence more of these people. You need to let these people know that if you value their knowledge, if you value their work ethic, if you value your teamwork together, now is the time really to be building that. You don't have to necessarily be married to that person to make them know, to let them know often how much you value their help, how much you value their strength, how much you value their knowledge, how much you valid, how important, how valid and how much you appreciate is what I'm looking for here, whatever skills they have. No one person has all the skill sets needed that we all want or desire in this day and age. We don't have enough time even to learn it all, especially on the time frame that we're working with right now. Who's going to argue that? I mean, does it not feel like everything is amped up? There's a lot of important people right now that I'm talking to, and a lot of them, most of them, are women. And I'm telling you right now, they are absolutely knocking it out of the park. You guys out there, you need to recognize the strength of the woman in your life, whoever she is. If she is making sure your pantry is stocked. Now, I'm not saying you dudes out there aren't doing it. I'm just talking about the majority. I'm in charge of that here. Doesn't mean that James doesn't participate, but he goes, what are we doing? How are we doing this? I'm running that ship. Okay? He doesn't bow up on me. He doesn't try to argue with me. If there's something that he's like, okay, he's like, okay, he trusts my judgment on the food preservation here. He trusts my judgment on the seed saving here. He trusts my judgment on the gardens here. James is a lot of manpower, and he does a lot of mechanical things. Okay? No denying that. That's pretty typical. But in this case, I'm the one running the farm. He helps a lot because I need that physical brawn. Most women need that help. But it doesn't mean that I can't get a lot of the job done. I've got a sweat bee. I bet you can't. I'm sure that's a shock to you right now because I'm a hot mess. But when my husband is out in 90-degree weather putting down a new roof on my stanchion that he hand built so that I can come out and milk without getting soaking wet, you better bet I'm going to absolutely kiss his face off because he's doing that for me. And I appreciate that. I couldn't have done that by myself. So you've got to recognize, I'm going to get stung. You've got to recognize everybody's strengths and weaknesses, build people up, and let them know how much you value. Did I say valid a few minutes ago? It's time to cool down, take a shower, and get something to eat. But I watched the channel today, and I'm just saying, don't leave the chicks out. Okay? I think you'd be surprised by how many women are getting a lot of things done and are the strength of the family right now. There's a lot of single moms right now that are pushing it so that they can make it through this next phase of the new world of whatever, we're going through. Now, on the flip side of that, ladies, I know you're saying, yeah, girl power, and I'm giving you that. But I've been talking about making sure you're building the strength up of your spouse, of your sons. I'm not saying stroke somebody's ego. I'm saying genuinely compliment them and genuinely point out how much you appreciate them when they are truly working really, really hard. So don't misunderstand what I'm saying here. But ladies, if you are like me and you have someone in your life that is pushing it just as hard as you are, make sure they know that you appreciate them too. The reality is here, folks, is we're going to need each other. If you are in a situation with close friends and family, it is a strength in numbers situation for a lot of people. Nobody's going to deny that. Nobody is going to deny that. So for anybody out there that would say, well, I live alone or I don't have anybody, I'm not trying to make you feel bad about that. This is not towards you. But, maybe you need to try to work on finding somebody in some way, a neighbor, somebody, maybe you have somebody that works at the library, a librarian that you trust a whole lot, you're somebody at your church. Because there is truth in the whole idea of strength in numbers. Communities are going to have to really work together. But more importantly, family units and close friends and close community is going to have to work with each other. And the more that we appreciate each other and the more that we value each other, the better it's going to be on the other side. So girls, I see you out there. I see what you're doing. I understand it. You're working so, so hard. And a lot of times I think your efforts get overlooked. You don't have to have a YouTube channel like me for everybody. For me, I see you. I talk to all kinds of women every single day on all kinds of media. They're the ones sending me the pictures. They're the ones sending me the messages. Like I said, I do have some really nice gentlemen too. They're doing it. But gentlemen, treat the women right because they have strengths that you don't. Women, gals out there, you need to appreciate the guys because they have the brawn and a different type of outlook that we don't necessarily have. We're getting better at it because we're being forced to. There's a lot of things that we do around here that 10 years ago I probably didn't know how to do or couldn't do. But because my husband and because of these other gentlemen that took me under their wing and taught me things or helped me with things or brought me things, got out in the mud with me and said, this is how you do it. Come on, you can do it. And I did it. See, I grew up with men like that. I grew up with men like that. My daddy, my papaw, this is how they treated their wives. This is how they treated their daughters. So I think naturally I'm married into that because that's what I knew and what I'm attracted to. But guys, I want to tell you right now, be recognizing those women in your life. And even if you want to recognize women out there in general that are trying really hard, it means a lot to a woman, at least to this woman, when a strong, successful man says, way to go, girl. That's awesome. Just what it is, because we feel like we're still competing in a men's world. So here's the bottom line. I appreciate you being here. Thank you for this wonderful community. Thank you for working as hard as you are, because you ladies out there, you guys too, you guys that are making sure that you are doing your due diligence to be prepared as possible, to be as independent as possible, to teach and love others. I thank you. If no one's recognized that today, if no one has said anything to you, I am. I don't care if you're a man. I don't care if you're a woman. It's about how you treat others, and it is about how much work you're willing to put into whatever you're doing to help yourself, because in turn, that is helping others. So I recognize you. I thank you. We need more of that. And I appreciate you being here. Love this community. Stay very, very busy. We're shifting out of all the farm work today. We've worked in the gardens. We've worked in the clover patches. I finished my pollinator garden. I've worked in the main garden. We've worked on the animals. We've worked on the stanchion. I worked on food storage today. We're going to have some dinner, cool off, and enjoy a little bit, have a little bit of family fun tonight, and get up and do it all again tomorrow, because that's what we do. Girls, ladies, I see you. Stay busy. Guys, the ones of you out there giving credit where credit is due, I see you. And believe me, being kind and giving credit to someone working really, really hard means all the difference in the world. Trust me when I tell you. Guys, like, subscribe, and share. Stay cool out there. It's going to be a hot week coming up. Stay busy. We'll see you on the next video.